What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of New Gameplay Today. Thank you for tuning in to Game Informer. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken. Today, joined by John Carson. How you doing, John?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Doing great, because we're joined by the one and only Jay Guisao. How you doing, Jay?
Hey, happy to be here as always.
Yeah. What are we looking at today, fellas? John, you've been playing this game. What is this game?
I have. So this is Monster Hunter Stories 2. This is the Nintendo Switch version. I believe it's also coming out on PC on the same day.
Oh, rad.
Yeah. So this is a mission early on in the first chapter where we're learning how to use the scout flies from Monster Hunter World to track down a monster that's in the area that's been causing a turf war. So that's typically when monsters are fighting over territory. And we're gonna go on this mission from start to finish.
Is this a whimsical adventure, John, that we're about to embark on?
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, Monster Hunter isn't a fully serious series to begin with, but but this is a little bit more playful, a little bit more childish, and
awesome.
has a little bit more wonder to it. It's designed less like any other typical Monster Hunter. It's more like a Pokemon game. So you're collecting. You're collecting.
My ears have been perked up.
Yep.
Now after
So we'll see it in a little bit when we get into some combat, but you'll have different monsters that you'll bring with you that'll have different abilities and stats and strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
And you'll have to learn that kind of stuff about the monsters that you're going to be facing as well. But you'll collect Monstie eggs. The monsters that you partner with are called Monsties in this to make it a little bit more approachable.
I thought that was just like lingo that the Treehouse crew was using. This is an actual term in the game.
They call them Monsties. Yep.
Okay.
So you are a Monstie rider, and you are partnering with these Monsties to I guess collect more and try to solve the problems of your seaside village.
Okay. And I'm a newcomer to the Monster Hunter series. I first started playing with World, and then again with Rise a little bit. I haven't beaten either game, but I've enjoyed my time with it. Especially, I felt like Rise I got more into. Now, we are tackling? I've seen, like, is that the Kuluyaku? Is that right, or is that a totally different? Oh, did I get it right? Did I get
You got it right, dude.
Let's go, dude.
Exactly right.
Awesome. So I see that monster right there. Is this okay? This is a battle encounter.
Yep,
Okay.
so we're going to our first battle. So the Scoutflies kind of led me here, which this isn't the monster that we're looking for, but it is an aggressive monster in the area. All the combat takes place in turn-based battles, and you use, if you see where it says fight and you see those three colored icons, you have three different types of attacks to use, and your monsters do as well. So there's power, there's technical, and there's speed. And it's a rock, paper, scissors system. You can see the arrows that point to each one as well. You'll want to, if you see the lines that are going from the enemy monsters to your party members, you can see who's going to be attacking who. If someone is attacking you directly, you want to try to counter what they're doing with whatever is strong against what attack they would be using. So Kuluyaku typically uses either technical or power attacks.
Okay.
And so you kind of want to use that to your advantage and learn what their typical moves are. So if they're using technical, you would want to use, I believe it's power against that.
As a form of counter attacking.
Right.
Okay.
So that'll actually cancel out their attack, and you do additional damage to that.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
So you can kind of pick off like specific monsters. If you have multiples attacking you, you might want to strategically choose whatever the strongest one is, and cancel out their attack while your other party members take care of everyone else.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I wasn't aware that. I just haven't really been paying attention to this game as much. Yeah. I've just seen like the really pretty cutscenes. I didn't realize this was going to be a turn-based game. Jay, did you? How are you feeling about this as a big Monster Hunter fan?
I think it's really interesting. I've always been kind of a stickler for turn-based games. Like I really like them. I feel like we often move away from them just because real time seems like more fun, and like the gameplay is, you're just more active in it. But this is, I mean, I played a ton of World, and I played a lot of Rise, and I don't know, I'm looking at this and I'm kind of digging it, man. I'm digging like how it's still fast paced, but like more methodical, you know?
Yeah,
because
sure.
it's like turn based. I also noticed that you could change your weapons on the fly here, which is pretty dope.
So
that's awesome.
So different weapons, just like in Monster Hunter, will have different effects against monsters. So Kuliyaku, as you're fighting these monsters, you'll see it shows like 3 icons above their head. It'll show like a sword, an arrow, which is like a piercing weapon, and then a hammer, which is a bludgeon. Depending on, Kuliyaku kind of changed what's going on with them. Currently, bladed weapons aren't going to be effective against Kuliyaku because it's using a giant rock
to
block everything. So you're going to want to use a hammer to break those parts, like you would in a Monster Hunter game. To get other items, also to knock the monster over and do more damage to them.
Did we just see like a combo attack a second ago?
Yeah.
So eventually you'll see these little blue orbs at the bottom of the screen. As you attack with your Monstie, it will fill up and you can jump on to the monster and ride it and then do a partner attack
like this?
Like she is doing currently.
That is wild.
And those have different levels depending on like if you attack more, if you're riding the monster and you kind of like build up the gauge some more.
Okay.
Instead of like cashing it out right away. It'll have different attacks depending on that, and also depending on what monster you're using.
Okay. And so they've defeated this Kuliyaku.
Yes.
Or this is your gameplay. So
yeah,
you defeated Kuliyaku. Are you gonna capture it?
Sure did. No. So we're gonna take its parts and we're gonna move on to a little bit further on. We finally tracked down a Yeon Kutku, who is the monster that we've actually been tracking. It's a little bit more terrifying and just a little bit more powerful and like you need a different strategy altogether to take this guy on.
Yeah, like not stepping on that branch.
Yes, that'll anchor it.
That's awesome. Do you find that like the battles are like paced well? Because that Kuliyaku fight seemed pretty long.
Yeah. So you'll have fights with smaller monsters, and those go by quicker. But when you actually fight against a larger monster, like you would in a Monster Hunter, it does take a little bit longer, and it does take more strategy. Which kind of helps break it up a little bit. It's kind of nice because you'll still fight like insects or like the Bonabras. I think that's what they're called. Those like flying insect guys, or like you'll find little like rock lobsters or stuff to fight as well. There's not too much of that in this video, but with the actual monsters themselves, you find yourself switching your weapons more and being a little bit more strategic with everything, I guess.
And how is the world formatted? Are we going out on missions like we do in other Monster Hunter games, kind of like that are contained? Like, you know, okay, I'm gonna go do this 30-minute mission and go find the monster, or is it more of an open world, or is there an overworld you're running through? Like, what's that look like? So
what we've been running through and like following the scout flies is kind of the open world. And throughout that, there's monster dens that you can go into that are little dungeon areas that'll have a nest at the end of it where you can pick up eggs to then bring back to the village to hatch more monsters. In your main town, there is a quest board where you can pick up quests from the villagers to get different money or different pieces for building weapons or armor. Like that system is still in here too. So it's really like taking the whole Monster Hunter system and imposing a JRPG on top.
Right.
So yeah,
fair enough. And so we saw in the last fight you took the parts from the Kuliyaku. What was the mission of this fight? Was it just to kill this monster that we're fighting right now, the Yin Kutku, or was it to capture it, or does it kind of vary?
So it'll vary. So you don't really, I haven't really figured out what constitutes as whether it kills the monster or if they retreat. So you'll see at the end of this battle, Yankutku will actually retreat to its den, and then that will give you an option to go to their den to pick up their egg.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's just like with stronger monsters, if they retreat or if you have to defeat them in a certain way. But I think with the way that this mission is laid out, it is more of a tutorial to teach you about those mechanics. But
I was worried about launching 2 Monster Hunter games, 3-4 months apart from each other.
Right.
But this seems like totally different. I didn't play Monster Hunter Story, the first one, and so as a newcomer to the series, like I said, I am really excited to kind of see more of this game. But it's coming out Switch and PC, right?
Switch and PC on July 9th. And then there's a trailer that comes out, or not a trailer, a demo that comes out on June 25th for the Switch, which will carry over progress to the main game. So I don't know all of the details. We did get this early look from Capcom, but I don't know if the demo itself is the first couple hours, the first couple chapters, or what. But they said that your save data will carry over, so that's cool. I love seeing that with games, and especially with something like this where you are taking the time to collect some eggs and get some monsties on your team. That stuff is going to carry forward, and you're not kind of wasting your time with it.
So we defeated it, and it looks like it's finally retreating.
So it's gonna retreat here. Yep, there it goes.
Awesome. And now we chase it to its den, right? And hopefully collect an egg. But first,
that's correct.
We have to level up.
The most important thing.
Yes.
In an RPG.
Oh, you got a B. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an S, but
it's not my worst
an S.
I'm an S rank man. You go into their den, and it's these little dungeon areas. There are some puzzle elements depending on which monsties you have with you, which will let you access different parts of it. But for this one, it feels a little bit more like a stealth mission because that Yankutku is asleep. We beat the crap out of it, and it's resting now. So we're gonna go steal its children.
Damn.
And
dark.
Give it a good home. We're gonna give it a good home with us.
With not its mother.
That's what I'm saying. In a skillet. Nice.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
And right after this, there's a few seconds of watching this egg hatch as well. But if we wanted to look at that, but yeah, we take it, we sneak off with it.
Oh my gosh.
And then we bring it to our little cat friend,
who
is holding on to them, where we can hatch these. This one.
I like how they each have their own smell. That's a regular smell.
So our little feline friend actually judges each egg by its weight and smell. And tells you if it's good or not.
We already had one of those, but sure, we'll take another.
Exactly.
Now, what happens with multiple? Do you know what happens if you have multiples? Can you?
You just have them. So they'll have different like genes and traits and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah. And then I think this is about it.
Ooh, look at little baby Yankutku.
Little cutie.
Awesome. Well, I think this was a good look at the game. Thanks for joining me, Jay. John, I appreciate it. Yeah. This looks very fun. I can't wait to catch some monsties, not monsters.
That's right.
Just monsties. Yeah, Monstie Honey should be the new title, according to me. Thank you everybody for watching this episode of New Gameplay today. If you enjoyed this early look at Monster Hunter Stories 2, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and like the video and leave a comment down below letting us know which monster you're looking forward to catching when this game releases later in July. Alrighty, everybody, we will see you later. Goodbye.